we always had the mantra of like 12 hours at a time. Like
Yeah.
we are not going to do ourselves a disservice and think about too far ahead, because there's something about living in the moment, about like the presence that you keep, about the just like finding the little things, right? Like that, on the flip side, you do learn this amazing, terrible perspective when you go through this, no matter, and you have grief, no matter if it's through like your child surviving or not surviving. Like there's some level of grief that you have for the life that you lost, right? Like
Yeah.
you did an identity, you lost like you lost part of like who you thought you would be, right? Or what your life would be like.
Yeah.
And then
Totally.
our perspective of like losing a child is so unnatural and so hard. And the way that I go through it is just thinking about, wow, like I'm able to take in these moments, and just like the time that I had with Maddie was like, it felt like eons. And even though it was only 14 months, it just like, just staying present and staying focused and staying like, and having the ability to do that because of the support system that we had was just like life changing. And I feel so grateful that we were able to spend so much time with her and build this amazing community.
And yeah, to your point about like being present, I think that was the best advice that we got very early on. So infant leukemia does not come with a great prognosis. And so kind of opposite of Jackie, Jackie 12 hours at a time, I was immediately like, zooming forward and like, oh my God, like, am I even going to know my child? Um, um,
And
Lots of heavy thoughts, right? Um, and his doctor said, she was like, this is all going to be very hard, and there's going to be a lot of really hard moments and hard decisions to make. But during all of this, he's still going to be here, and he's going to be a baby and be doing baby things. And I would hate for you to miss that. And I've like never forgotten that. And I think about that. I think about that every day, actually. Um, because that really like kept me in the moment, because I was like, you're right. I'm like, I don't know where this is gonna go, but I want to be here for what's here right now.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. It's just you're like talking about this too, and like remembering those moments of people who really saw you, and like the moments of
Yeah.
like, this is where like I need to figure out how I'm going to be through this too, as a parent, as a caregiver, as this new role that I have that no one ever should have to be or do. It just like, it takes you back, and you're just like, I can't, like, sometimes I'm like, I can't believe it
Did
feels
that.
like it's such a separate life. Like, I
Yeah.
can't believe that.
Yeah. Yeah. You talk about it and you're like, am I talking about someone else? Like,
Yeah, right.
it's so surreal. It is so surreal. And it also feels like it was like 100 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I feel like, have you ever had a friend ask the question of like, oh, like, how old do you feel?
Oh,
I'm like,
I mean,
I feel like I'm a kid.
I feel like I'm starting to reel back. But if you would have asked me 6 months ago, I would have said like 75.
Yeah. Like the lives that we've lived so far have been so beyond, right? Like it's just incredible to me sometimes to think about, right? And I don't know. Maybe if you're listening, you have the same perspective. Maybe you don't, but I know that's something that I think about a lot is like, wow, I feel old.
Yeah. I mean, it totally ages you. It totally ages you.